Hi, I'm Anna Todds, and we're here to talk about the after movie. Is about Tessa Young. She is an 18-year-old girl leaving her mother's house for the first time. She comes from a single-parent home where she's very, I wouldn't use the word sheltered, but just very contained, and she thinks she has her whole life figured out, and she's a very planned, very smart girl. And then she meets Hardin Scott, who appears to be her complete opposite, and they seem like they have nothing in common, but then they start bonding over literature and their family problems and their childhood, and then their lives just kind of get turned upside down by each other. There's some characters in the book that have a much bigger role. In the film, it just doesn't work for timing. There's a character, for example, that kind of creates a love triangle with Tessa and Hardin, but when the film starts, Tessa has her kind of childhood boyfriend who is her really like family, but she doesn't realize that, and then she's with Hardin. And then if we add another guy, it just, for me, it felt like it kind of takes away the integrity of Tessa. That's something that we didn't expect because we went into it thinking it was gonna be the same, but then when you're watching it and thinking of the story just based on Hardin and Tessa, there's some things that just have to be taken out for timing. It all comes down to timing because the book is so long, it's impossible to fit it all in one. Tessa, I would say driven.
Driven and intelligent.
And for Hardin, I would say complicated.
If I only have one word for Hardin, then complicated.
There are certain things about me that make it into all of my characters, and there's certain people I've met that are inspiring the characters in the book, but the actual like plot line and everything is just fiction. I would say lying. Even with friendships and anything, honesty is so important, so that would probably be the worst thing. Probably the lake scene, just because it's the first time they're actually like letting their guards down. It's one of my favorites from the book that translated so well on the screen that I'm really happy about. Yes and no. If the person that I love told me like, stop your career or this, no way. But I feel like if it was not a selfish thing, then yes. But if it was someone being selfish, then no.
Wouldn't be a bad thing, I guess.
Hopefully.
Realistically, no. I love 50 Shades. I mean, I hope it has somewhat of the success of 50 Shades, but I feel like there's things that come around and different things like Harry Potter or Twilight, 50 Shades, so huge that you can't ever expect to be that, but I would be honored to even have a tiny fraction of that success. We just were so conscious of making sure that every time there was any kind of sexual, there's always consent and there's always protection. I think especially when you know that you have in some countries a young audience, it would feel irresponsible to have it not be consensual and not have protection. It's not the most glamorous thing in a movie to see a condom, but it's so important. It's the tiniest second that makes such a difference. We're hoping for it. We have to wait and see how the first one does, just realistically, but we're all ready to go. We're working on the second script already, and we have everything kind of just waiting and waiting to see how the film does. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the film.
And you can see us in the after movie.